Looks like they're practicing up, getting ready to get started here.
Good morning, Josh. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you just fine.
All right. That's Jason Weir practicing, getting warmed up here. Um, I remember correctly, this tournament is in memoriam of his father. And he is the host of this. He's the organizer of this event. They're at Golden Fleece Billiards in Everett, Washington. This is the second annual. Last year, SVB won this tournament. Josh and I were there to watch, and it was a pretty impressive tournament. Lots of pro players in it, and a lot of strong players from around the PNW and a few other locations. So last night they had the exhibition match between SVB and Corey Duell, which I caught part of, and I do believe SVB won that. This is on 7-foot diamonds. The races are to 7 on both sides, alternate break. The 1 is on the spot. The 2 needs to be racked in the back. The 3 foul is in effect. They will be, I'm sure when Jason's done warming up, Aaron Moss will, if he hasn't already, he will probably jump up and hit a few balls to warm up as well. And then I'm sure we'll get going.
Well, looks like they're getting ready to lag. Looks like Jason's practicing the lag a little bit.
Am I not mistaken or am I correct in saying that this is a table that's downstairs?
Yeah, that's what it looks like. I see the pillars. So it looks like they're downstairs.
It's like the first table when you walk in the door down there, right?
I'm not sure.
Oh, actually, I think this might be the middle one.
Yeah.
Just looking at the pillars there, I think the first one is to the right. Then there's this one, and there's another one on the left. Well, I'm sure this will be another great one like last year. There's a handful of pros here. SVB, Corey Duell, Tony Chohan, John Mora, Rob Sides, Spencer Layden, Chris Reinhold, and then the great legendary Rich Geiler is also here.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of the top talent from the Northwest is in this event as well. So that'll be fun to watch how they navigate through the tournament.
Yeah, it will be. And we are getting ready for the lag here. If anybody watching wants to share, you can go to EvoSports, their YouTube channel, subscribe to it. Doesn't cost anything. And you will be able to see the links for all the matches, and you can follow there. If you go to digitalpool.com, you can, in the search box, type in the Don Weir Memorial Memorial, and it'll come up, and you can follow the bracket there. It's shared in multiple places on Facebook as well, including the Golden Fleece Billiards Facebook page. You can follow the bracket.
So I missed who won the lag here. Is this opponent rack or is this?
This is rack your own.
Okay, so Jason won the lag here.
Yeah.
So Aaron Moss is from the Northwest here. Plays over in the Seattle area quite a bit, so he's probably pretty comfortable there. But, first match jitters, it's always a thing, especially when you're on a table that's streaming. So we'll see how these guys handle that. And I've seen Aaron do some of those matches on whether it's Friday Night Lights or Chalkbox Productions. So I know he's used to playing under the lights. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Looks like he crushed this first break. Doesn't have a shot at the one. Makes it difficult to roll out with the one just sitting in front of the pocket like that. So he may end up having to go offensive here and pull out the jump cue, which is going to be tough to be able to maintain shape for the two. That two down here is going to be difficult. Oh, he hopped right over that ball. So Aaron's going to have ball in hand here with an opportunity to get shape on this two ball.
I'm a little curious why they didn't use a magic rack. I'm not sure if they're allowed or not in this tournament, but they didn't use it in this first rack, so I'm not sure there.
So I'm not sure if Aaron was trying to draw off to this side of the table. I think that was probably the plan. He might have just hit it a little funny. But he got into a bad spot here, so he's going to try thinning this two and getting up table for a safe, which he thinned the two pretty good. Almost got him tucked in behind the four. Left him a shot, but with distance makes it difficult. It might be difficult to go for an offensive shot with how this is laying out, because he could easily clip off this five and scratch in this corner. So he may end up having to play safe. I've never really I seen Jason last year, but I didn't really get a chance to watch him play, so I don't know how aggressive he is or how safety oriented he is. But he did go for the safe. Looks like he's going to leave a shot though.
Yeah, you looked up his Fargo. He's 651. So I'm guessing he does have plenty of game. So I guess we will see. But you're right though. First match jitters, all those kind of things. Early morning. I'm not a big fan of 10 a.m. matches myself. But when you travel around and play tournaments everywhere, you just kind of get used to that thing and just go with it, and then get yourself going after a few shots. It looks like both these guys are going to do just that.
So yeah, Aaron made a pretty good shot there. Looked like he might have been trying to run down into that 7 ball, which would have held really good for the 4, but he just barely clipped it and left himself on the bottom side of the 4. So he's shooting into a small side pocket here. Well, he tried to go all the way down table. That was going to be a tight pocket. And unfortunately, he left a really good shot for Jason here, and everything's going to be pretty natural from this point forward. So maintaining control and maintaining your composure here, he should get out with this layout.
Yeah, he's putting himself in the great position on the correct side of the balls to get easy shape to the next ball, which is how you want to do it. Came a little straight on this one, but not too difficult since considering where the 9 is in relation. Just he did hit that perfect. He seems to be a quick player, which could cost him a mistake at some point, or if that's his normal and he's comfortable with it, he could just run it out like he just did this one.
Yeah, for sure. I like the quick tempo, but it does get me in trouble sometimes. So, but he had a pretty good table there. So I don't know if, really, it was just a matter of taking that little bit of time just to make sure he's in alignment and then pulling the trigger. So it wasn't too tough once Aaron missed that 4. So Jason's going to take the lead here 1-0. And it's alternate break. So it's going to be Aaron's rack and break here. See how he can break, and I'm seeing that too. They're not using the magic rack, so maybe it's an option thing and they just don't have one. Or like you said, it might not be something that is within the rules of the tournament. I'm curious. I'm going to take a look and see.
Yeah, I took a look at the flyers and made some notes. I didn't see anything about magic racks. I didn't see anything that said you can't use them, so it may be an option thing, and these guys may have opted to not use one. I'll have to check into that, but it appears that both players were working a little extra to get a tight rack for themselves.
Well, I just went back and I just clicked over to Shane Van Boning's match. He's playing Cody Clark on one of the mainstreams, and they are not using a magic rack either. Cody has a 1-0 lead there with an opportunity to get out in this next rack, so we'll see.
Well, that could be. Sorry to interrupt you, Josh, but that could be why they going with the rack your own, so that the argument of a bad rack or something like that doesn't come up. You see Aaron rubbing the spot there, so it's already an issue. But they'll figure out a nice spot for the one to sit on. Typically, when it's dented or it's got some damage to it, you go a little high on the spot to help it roll back into the rack, which looked like he just did. But and then like you said about SVB's match, that guy don't need a magic rack for sure. As hard as he hits those, it's that one ball. It really doesn't matter how it's sitting in there; they're going to fly around the table.
Without using the magic rack, he's breaking a little more center here. Makes it a little more difficult to pocket balls on the break, and it looks like he did come up with a dry break. So Jason's got a pretty good shot at the 1. Really close to the rail, so it's hard to put like a stop shot on this. But it looks like he can choose to roll this in nice and easy and should be able to hold a little angle for the 2.
Yeah, that's probably the best bet. Just roll it in like that, and then it looks like it's going to be a race to the 4 ball. 4-9 looks pretty wired up there. Sorry for all the noise on my laptop here.
Yeah, it's pretty loud.
I just turned it off.
Oh. It looked like he might have tried to go rail first there, or he just may have had a miscue. And he looks like he left Aaron this doesn't look wired, but it looks like it's a fairly easy combo.
So the 2-7 looks to be a decent combo, but Aaron's going to need to pay attention to where he plays shape 2 in relation to where the 2 will end up. Looks like he's trying to stroke draw to bring the cue ball over this way and hold the 2 up there, kind of like he did. Ended up on the short side, but does have a shot. Doesn't have to do too much. But it's important to get these next 2 just because of where the 4 ball and 9 ball are situated here. You get a good look at that 4, and chances are pretty high you're going to get that combo and win the game.
He left himself a shot at the 3 ball, but he's on the rail. It's long and tough, and doesn't really look like it provides an opportunity to get shape over to this part of the table. So he might be trying to cut it into the side, and if he cuts this in the side, depending on how he collides with that 6, or if he goes by the 6, he may have a shot at that 4-9. But I think this is going to change things right here quite a bit. And he separated the 4-9, but he hooked himself. So he's going to have to do a little kick shot here. He's going to try to kick safe. If he can kick and hit this 2 fairly full, the 2 can bank out, and the cue ball can come in this direction over here. But that's a tall order, kicking a long ways here.
That's the 4 ball, Josh. Well, he come up a little short. I'm going to give Jason ball in hand. It does appear that the 5 ball does pass the 8. So, and if it does, then I expect Jason will run this out as well and take a 2-0 lead. He's going to have to hold the cue ball a little bit to not have such an angle on the 6. From the angle he started on the 4, he kind of been building on the angles per shot. Still perfectly fine. Has a nice angle here to go 2 rails out this way, which he did, and he's got a nice look on the 9. So pretty sure he will pocket this and take a 2-0 lead. And it's his rack and break too. So Aaron was able to kick combo the 8 in, and then didn't have much of a shot, and he opted for a safety. Oh, he comboed the 3 in. Sorry, I missed that part. I just saw it on the YouTube site. But now he has a shot on the 1. He can play to the corner and maybe just roll forward and come off the side rail a little bit like this for the 2 ball in this side. The corner is the bigger pocket of the 2 between the corner and the side. So, and going to the corner gives him the angle to get down for the 2. He hit that really well, but was a little unfortunate in the bumping the 6. And now he's gonna have to. He can see half the ball, but not enough to make it. So he's going to be looking at a safety, I think, and potentially just kind of sending the 2 this way. It looks like he might even be trying to like double bank it out that way, and just put a little bit of a low right draw to bring the cue ball up and just put distance between them.
Oh, he's aiming like he's going to try banking this ball, maybe. Yeah, I don't think he could see enough past the 6 to back bank that 2.
Yeah, it looked like he did try to back bank, but because of, he hit every bit of that 2 he could see, and it wasn't enough to avoid the double kiss.
So this is one of those spots where Jason's going to have to dig in here, because that 5 ball looks like it's in the way of being able to come around, and the 7 ball as well. So he's going to have to put some like low right, come off this rail and come back down this way.
Yeah, good call. That was the good move that he got there.
Yeah, he got
a little bit of top right. We'll send the cue ball off the rail this way and put it towards the line of the 5. Oh, he hangs the 4. What an opportunity for Aaron here to get on the board.
Yeah, it looked like he kind of shot that a little fast, like we were talking the last rack, shooting with that fast pace, and he just kind of took it for granted. And those easy ones are sometimes the ones that we all miss, just because we don't give them the time and the respect that they deserve, So Aaron shot that a little bit of draw, left himself long and kind of straight. I would have liked to have seen him, just cut it in with some inside to hold and come down table.
Yeah, I was just thinking, that's how you would have played it for sure. You would have put some inside to go up table, and probably be somewhere in this area.
Yeah, because
I think that would have been a lot better shot as well.
Yeah, he could have shot it with outside and come off this way, but depending on how he hits it, that 6 ball becomes a big ball that's an issue. So cutting that with inside would have been good. He missed that shot, and I think that's because of the shape he played off the 4. If he'd have left himself a little less distance, then he would have probably had a little higher chance of making that ball. But Jason's trying to make quick work of this here. Looks like he's going to finish this out and get up 2-0 here on Aaron.
Yeah, he had a nice angle on the 7, get natural shape to the 9, and pockets the 9, and now he is up 3-0 on Aaron, and it's Aaron's rack and break. But I have to agree with you there, that long distance shape he left himself for the 5 forced him to have to power that shot a little more to draw the cue ball back, and in doing so he grazed the rail. And on diamonds, when you hit with speed, when you graze the rail, it typically rattles and it'll hang there, come out, but he doesn't pocket it, and that's exactly what happened. And then Jason made a great shot on the 5 with that draw to come around and get on the 6 nicely, and then he worked it out and got the win.
Yeah, I might have misspoke there a little bit. It looks like he's up 3-0. Leave it to me to lose count, but it's right on the screen there. So Jason's up 3-0. This is starting to get into a spot where Aaron's going to definitely have to try to take advantage of one of these spots here. He doesn't want to let this match get too far out of hand.
Well, Aaron had the dry break, left Jason a shot on the 1. He had to cut it down table. Ended up catching the point of the side pocket and got the good roll and hooked Aaron. So now Aaron will be kicking off the side rail. That was a pretty good shot. He almost got behind the 2 ball again. Got a nice hit, but he did leave a shot for Jason to just roll that in and then play the 3. But oh, sorry, the 2 was next. Yeesh. Oh, now I'm gooping.
Hi, Secret. I seen you post that you've got like 30 things going on today. Which place are you at? I know you can't be in 2 places at once, so I was a little curious.
Hi, Secret. So Jason made the 2 on the side, hooked himself behind the 8 ball, and had to 1-rail kick it to 3. Got a nice hit. I do not think the 3 passes the 4 to the corner pocket. But if Aaron's going to play safe, he can maybe thin this and come in here as a 3 will graze the 4 and go over that way and maybe get the hook.
Yeah, I think that's all he's really got. I don't think, even if the 3 passes the 4, I don't think he has enough room to make it. And he definitely doesn't want to try kicking at this ball like this.
Right, because of scratches in play. Yep.
Wow.
Or you could just do that, huh?
Yeah.
Pretty impressive to drill them both and get shape on the 5.
Yeah, got pretty fortunate there. Made a great shot. Has shape here. He's going to want to put a good stroke on this ball, though, and try to get back up table. He doesn't want to lay up like he did last time and leave himself long, because from the 6 to the 7's not the easiest. So looks like he left himself a good little angle. He doesn't want to force it and try, scratching over in here, and he doesn't have to get all the way back up table. He can actually just bring this off the rail here and just out a little bit and have a good shot at the 7. Sometimes it's better just to keep it simple and not force all the way down table.
Yeah, and just accept the longer shot, because when you're trying to get too fancy, you could easily get yourself in trouble.
Yep. And bring that side into it. Like I said, he didn't want to put too much draw in there. I think he was just trying to get further down table here.
Yeah, I think he was too, just to eliminate some of the angle. But in doing so, he brought the pocket into play and giving ball in hand to Jason with a 3-ball out here, which seems relatively basic. I fully expect Jason to get out here and take a 4-0 lead.
That's how I'd play shape. A lot of people are just going to lay this up and try to play to the center of the table. I just don't like it because you're crossing your path, you're crossing your shape. Playing with some low left down to that side pocket, you're not crossing any of your shape. You get anywhere down in here, and that 9 ball's easy. But doesn't really matter. He just he cinched the 9 anyways to take a 4-0 lead. So Jason's shooting pretty good. Aaron's struggling a little bit. Like we talked at the beginning, it's probably a lot of the first match pressure, first match jitters, and the morning matches. You know how I struggle. I don't know how many team events you and I have played over the years, but there's been plenty of times to where I'm struggling, and I just tell you, hey man, get me through this first match. You get me through it, and I'll catch fire. Don't worry. But these first matches are always tough.
They are, especially after a long night of playing, and then you get your little bit of sleep, and then you come into a match early morning and your eyes are all still goofy. So you got to get that adjusted. But what's helping Jason relax is a nice 4-0 lead in a race to 7. That'll keep him relaxed and shooting and doing his thing, and adding more pressure to Aaron. So it looks like Jason dry broke, left a shot for Aaron, but cue ball being right on the point there on the side pocket and the one being where it is, um, even if you pocket it, it's going to be tough to give yourself a look at the two ball down here. If that cue ball was off the rail, you'd be able to work some English to come in like that. But being where it is, I mean, it looks like he's still going to try that, but it's going to be more difficult just because it is on the rail.
Oh, it looks like he just playing back and forth like that. He fell into his window here. It looks like.
He did, but if this was your shot, would you take that shot or would you be looking to play it safe?
Well, I would probably be looking to play safe because I don't know how to develop the three without putting a bunch of inside and killing this off this end rail to straighten it up and hit it. But
Yeah.
how many options do you have for safety here? He could see more of that too than I thought. I thought he was going to only be able to see the back cut on the two. So smart play.
Yeah, he recognized that too, and I have to agree with him. That was the better of the two shots, because if you try something to get that breakout and you don't get it, now you're going cue balls going up table and you're kicking at the three, putting yourself in a terrible position.
Yep. Now I always love to leave distance when we're playing rotation like this. I would probably, instead of trying to come off and leave behind here, usually leaves easy one rail escape. I would try to thin the two, have the two come off like this, and have the cue ball come down table this way.
Yeah, I would be going for that same thing, just because you have blockers here, so you just need to get into this area. It looks like he's hitting the two a little more full, but we'll see what happens here. So he had the same idea, and he got it good. He tucked it into the 3-9, which made that much more difficult for Jason. It does appear, though, he does have a one railer in here. Still tough.
Yeah.
And he might even make the 7 off the spin. Gave it a little nudge, but
he left Aaron a combo here that it looks like he might be willing to go after for this 2-6. It's just going to be, the cue ball is probably going to be running into this 8, which will hold the cue ball up on this end of the table. And depending on speed, that 2 is going to back cut the 6 and come off in this direction. Maybe even come off back towards this way. So kind of depends on how he hits it. If he hits it good, what he's going to have after the fact. He might have to play another safety if he goes for this. He did. He clipped that set of balls going by him, though. So, but the thing is he didn't really leave Jason anything here. So he got pretty fortunate that Jason's probably going to have to stay with defense. He's not going to have an offensive shot to go with here.
Yeah, Aaron got a fortunate roll there, tying the 2 up. More than I thought, where Jason's coming in, kick through the back door. But look at that. He played that very well and come in and got behind the 3, forcing Aaron into a kick shot as well.
Yeah, he this is where some people can get frustrated. You can't get frustrated. You just got to take the rolls as they come. But that there was a great kick by Jason, but definitely a fortunate roll of how that cue ball laid out. It left it so that Aaron had no opportunity for a really good, like any offensive shot. And, a kick safe from that position was virtually non-existent. So he didn't really leave Jason the best of shots here, but at least he still has table control and has an opportunity to play another good safety here if he wants to. Oh, he went for it. I didn't like that shot. I mean, I seen the carom there. The problem with it is you make that, then what? You got to make sure you're developing the 2 ball when you fire at something like that.
Yeah, I agree with you there, because he pockets that 7 ball and the cue ball stays up table, and then he's kicking at the 2.
But a 4-0 lead allows you to go for shots like that sometimes. And
very true. It does gives you a lot more options than being down. Aaron opted for a safety, and hit it a little too soft, giving Jason a nice look at it in the side. And I think he wanted to be a little straighter in on this 3 just to be able to sit there for the 4. So now he's going to have to play a little inside and come down to the side rail and back out to hold for the 4 on the side.
Yeah, and anytime you're using inside English, it makes that ball missable. Shot it kind of fast, though. It's one of those things we were talking about. You got to give the shot the respect it deserves, especially when you're using inside. It's really easy to hit the ball thick and use some of that friction throw, which will throw it away from the pocket. So,
yeah, it does. With that inside English, it does straighten it out a little bit. Can be frustrating because you really, you don't aim it any different, but that English straightens the ball out coming off the cue. So you have to adjust for that or be aware of that too. So Aaron made a nice shot.
Yeah, here I would. He has the opportunity to roll forward here to play the 5-7, but I don't like it. I'd rather cut this in and draw down here. I'd rather leave that 7 where it's at because the 6 to the 8 is difficult. But if he plays to the bottom side for the 5 right here, then the 6 and 7 are in pocket, so it makes the out super easy. Well, he's going to have a shot here. He's going to have to find a way to get shape from the 6 to the 8. It's not impossible, obviously. It's just a little more difficult. Fluking that 7 ball in there kind of caused him some future headaches in this rack, I think. But
yeah, but he definitely was thinking the same as you. He wanted to leave that there, but bumping it in kind of changed things. For me, I would have wanted a little more angle than what he left himself so that I would have the 3-railer available. Somewhere in that range would have been nice.
Rail first got him perfect, unless he gets straight.
That was pretty nice. He recognized he didn't have as much angle as he needed, went rail first, and went 3 rails after that, 4 rails even, and ended up perfect. Had a nice little angle to work with. Did not have enough top left English on there. Had he had the English like in this area on that particular shot, then the cue ball would have followed out this way instead of just straight across this way like it did. He has a makeable shot though.
Yeah, with distance, it's definitely tougher, but he drilled it to get on the board. That was a great shot. It was a really good player.
That was a nice out. He had some difficulties in there he had to maneuver with, and he did just that. And nice out to Aaron, get himself on the board. And that might just be the momentum changer. And now maybe Aaron will string a few games together here and put a little pressure on Jason.
Yep, and that's going to go back to that 3 ball that Jason had to shoot with inside because he came up short off the 2. And, just shooting that ball fast ended up costing him this rack. But, the thing is I'm assuming Jason probably always shoots a little fast. You just tell that, kind of like me, he just doesn't take a ton of time. He just picks his spots and goes with it. Definitely stops you from second guessing yourself on shots, which helps when you're under pressure or nerves are coming in. You don't start second guessing. And if you're not confident with your decision, you're going to end up making mistakes. But it's got to be difficult for Jason in a tournament like this, where there's probably a lot of people that are wanting to say hi, and he's seeing a lot of people he's wanting to kind of talk to and stuff. He's really got to stay focused in his match and do all the other extracurricular things when he's done. It's kind of like running a tournament and playing in a tournament. It's hard to do.
Yeah, and that I can speak to from experience. Do it all the time. And I suffer every time too.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, and what helps them is that they're playing downstairs. So
yeah,
when Jason's upstairs, there's definitely gonna be more people approaching him, wanting to talk to him and whatnot. So he has a little bit of an escape from it downstairs, but probably still happens.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm looking at this. He made a ball. Shape from the one of the two is not the easiest. I don't mind side pocket shots even when they're tight. So I might even think about playing this one ball and coming down like this, uh, and leaving myself to where I can force this two in or play safe off the two.
Yeah, I'm more of a roll it forward and play the natural angle this way. He was all about playing the safe,
Yeah,
which would have worked out nicely, except the speed at which he hit that brought the one ball back up table, and so now Jason will have that in the corner, and I think he might just roll to the other side and play that two on the side. Um, but he's going to
yeah.
need a good angle on it, just because you're going to have to move the cue ball back down table to the four, which
Well,
is on the rail down here.
he wants to have a back angle on it. See, and that's why I didn't like playing from the one to get into this area, because the five ball gets big if you overhit it. Plus, shape coming off to try to come down here, the five's in the way. Um, that's why I liked playing to the side pocket and even playing a back angle to the side, so it's natural to drift that cue ball down table this way. But he tried to come off and leave himself playing to the corner, and looks like he hooked himself. He might be able to see the edge. He probably could see the edge of it, because obviously he's not going to shoot at it if he can't see it. But he clipped that five trying to get by there. So Aaron's going to have an opportunity here. How would you play this, Rich? With ball in hand, would you set up in an area like this and shoot this two down to this pocket and try to get the cue ball to drift down this way?
Well, that is the bigger margin of error going that direction, but even coming towards a six with the cue ball, as long as you don't marry it, you should have a look at cutting that across, and that seven helps make that pocket bigger for the four. Um,
Yeah, I feel like if you're playing the cue ball down to this area, you can run all the way down into that eight ball or the seven ball, whatever that is in the pocket, and hold shape. But it looks like he's going to start with the combo. It's one of
yeah,
the cardinal
that,
rules here. Don't start with a combo with ball in hand, just because it's harder to control. That two ball can come off and come out here like this and not really leave him a shot.
yeah, I could definitely end up funny. I would definitely be shooting the two into its own pocket. Uh,
He played it with some speed and ended up not making the ball, and gave a really good table here to Jason. So let's see if he slows his tempo down and works this rack out.
well, he hit that one pretty good, but as you can see, not only did it end up really close to the four, there looks like both balls are on the rail. So not too much he can do with that, um, other than drawing it out of there like that was probably his best option, which he did, and then he got perfect shape on the five. So that was a nice shot.
Yeah, I was talking there while I was muted. I was trying to say that you definitely want to draw, because if you try to stun it forward or something, you're going to get there and get bad. But he played it with the draw like he should, and got really good there. So he left himself a lot of angle here. I mean, he can draw off this if he wants to, but definitely should be coming around the table. Going to leave himself, well, he's not even treetop there.
No, but he's definitely going to have to hit a really nice draw shot to get on this eight perfect. Um, luckily, he's not too far away, but when he amped up the power, that affects accuracy. And here he's going to give Aaron a really great opportunity at playing a really good safety.
Yeah, really good safety.
Roll forward and just marry on the back of the eight up in here and leave the seven over in this area. At least that's the best shot available.
He doesn't want to cut this too much. He just wants to make sure that seven gets to a rail.
Well, it looks like the seven touched the rail just enough, and he played that quite well. Made it very difficult.
Yeah, it looked like he was trying to play it in between the 8-9 to really freeze him up in there. But that's a difficult shot. I feel like if he would have played it just onto the 8 ball, he would have took away the one railer like he just kicked in. It was a
Yeah,
nice kick shot by
what a
Jason.
nice kick shot that was, and has perfect shape. He'll end up over here, and then nice, a little bit tough shot on the 9, but not too bad. And at his skill level, I fully expect him to make this. And then that'll put him at 5-1. Ooh. He wiped his feet on the way in, but he got it. So he's up 5-1. And what's unfortunate for Aaron is he actually played a really nice safety. Jason just came with a really nice kick shot and not only got the hit, but pocketed the ball. So, you can't hang your head on that if you're Aaron because you played the right shot. He just made a really great shot, and that's going to happen sometimes, But
yeah, you got to put your opponent in a spot where they got to come with a really good shot or lose the game. And Jason just came with a really good shot. There's nothing you can do about that.
yeah, you don't want to beat yourself up thinking, well, I should have done this or should have done that because he kicked that ball in. The safety was the correct shot.
I'm telling you right now, we went and watched this last year, and there were some plans for us to play in it this year. And I didn't really care a whole lot this time around because I was also planning a trip down to Boise to play their big tournament they had. But not going to this and trying to get myself into it, I'm kind of regretting because watching these guys play makes me want to play.
Yeah, this would have been a really good one for you to go play in. Maybe even get that chance to play a pro. Because I can tell you from experience, it's pretty exciting, especially if you can do well, win or lose. I mean, win, obviously, you're going to be excited beyond belief. But, to make them sweat a little, that has its highlights too.
Yeah, for sure.
But, yeah, it's impressive. And that's a pretty solid safety Jason just played. The unfortunate part is that it's sitting right in front of the pocket, and there is a one-rail kick lane to make it. We'll just see if Aaron can return the favor and bring a kick shot of his own here. I do believe the 2 passes the 3 into the corner. I'm not 100% because our angle isn't the best at it. But it does look like it passes, even if you got to cheat it a little into this side.
Yeah, and this is where Aaron's forced with a difficult shot here, and he's in this match. He's a little bit in that danger zone area because if Jason gets another game, he's going to be on the hill, and being down with a big spread of games like this isn't the easiest, but it's still manageable. Well, he made a really good kick shot there. Didn't make the ball, but he looks like he got cover, so he's going to leave Jason kicking, which is best you can hope for.
Yeah, that was actually really good. He played it with a little speed so that they would get separation. And so putting it where it did, he said Jason's going to be forced to kick, which he does. A little unfortunate and fortunate at the same time. The unfortunate part was that he caught the point. And so instead of the one ball being up table, it came back. But the fortunate part was that it came back nicely into that cluster there, leaving Aaron hooked. Is this our first jump shot?
That's what it looks like.
Yeah, because I think he's only having to jump maybe a quarter ball of the 8. He could hit that perfect here, or he could hit it to bank. Let's see what he ends up with here.
Wait for it. No. So that was our second jump shot. Jason actually opened with a jump shot on the first rack. He broke, made balls, but the one was sitting in the side pocket. He tried jumping and jumped over it. Okay, ball in hand. So it looks like both guys
Oh,
had
yeah,
their shot at jumping, and both have turned the table over to their opponent with ball in hand. So we'll see what Jason can do with this. The one obviously goes in this side here, but we'll see how easy that 2 is once he shoots this in.
the fact that the 2 is near the 3 really gives him options too as to what to do, because being that close, you don't have to do a whole lot. And in this case, if it goes, just a little pop draw, play the 3 in the same pocket. I don't know if he wanted that much angle, especially on a back angle.
He's going to have to use some left-hand English unless he can get around the 6. So he's going to want to definitely do that. And he got good. So
he did.
And he
and
can use
what he has now, he can use the 8 ball to stop the cue ball and give him an angle on the 5 too. The thing is to just not blast this.
Yep, just like that.
Yeah, he's in good shape to get on the hill.
He wants to leave himself an angle on this 6 ball. He wants to be in this area or just stop shot. Yeah, he wants to leave that angle. I'm playing this with outside English coming down table.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm more of a 2 rail guy, so I would be coming around. And apparently Jason is too. He likes the 2 rail. I would have preferred to be a little further down, as I'm sure he is, but he has the correct angle for natural shape on the 9, just like so. End up in my circle there. And this 9 to get on the hill. Nicely done, Jason.
Yeah, really good out there. Made a really had to come with a shot there with a 3 ball. Where that shot becomes easier is with how close the 3 was to this pocket. Makes it easier to be able to punch that and have all that outside English on there to be able to come across and back like you did. Now, if you get more distance where the 3's further away, that shot becomes increasingly more difficult because of the throw that's going to be on it from the English. But he made a great shot and then a great out from there. So he's on the hill. Aaron doesn't have any more games to give here. He's going to have to play a perfect set the rest of the way through here. Or get rolls, It's 9 ball.
Yeah, the thing is to, just know where you're at all times and play the safety or play the shot. Don't try for anything crazy because, like you said, he does not have a game to give anymore. So everything's going to be critical from here. And once again, folks who are watching, this is the Weir Memorial, the second one. Last year was the first. This is at the Golden Fleece in Everett. It is by invite only. If you're wanting to travel there to go watch it live, you can do so. The tickets are on sale at the door. I believe they're $20 for the day. Don't quote me on that price because I may be wrong. But there is a price. It's not too bad. And I can tell you, Josh and I went last year to watch, and it was actually pretty cool. And the pros that were there, they're all sitting in the same room with everybody else, and you can sit and talk with them and take pictures and not get your autographs. And the pros, of course, are always very friendly and willing to, talk with you and have a good time. Not common with pro athletes, but pool pros are a lot more social than any other sport, I think, and they're accessible because they're in this. You're all in the same room, you're all playing the same game, and that's always pretty cool to be able to do that. But yeah, it's the Golden Fleece in Everett. What a great jump combo that was!
Right? Left himself one option to play to this pocket here. Going to have to play it with like some low left to come over here and run into that, or play a safety.
Well, I think with being on the hill and having that big lead, he can be aggressive here and go for that shot you just drew out. Although it doesn't look like he is. He did opt for the safe.
Yep, don't want to give your opponent an inch.
and he rolled that 7 in there on top of the 2. So now that 2 got really, really small. So I fully expect Aaron to play it safe in return.
Yeah, what kind of
really,
safety do you play here?
Pocketing this ball. There's no benefit to pocketing it.
You try playing it with some left-hand English and come down this direction?
Yeah,
this isn't.
You can thin it on either side and try to get down there the same way.
Or he's just going to fire it in and then make a decision on the 2 ball. And
yeah,
that thing went center pocket, mock speed.
Yeah, but see, and that's why I don't like pocketing that ball, because there is no reward. And so you see now that 2 with only one side visible, it's going to be very hard to get a hit. And he's trying to bend it in.
I don't even like getting a hit here, honestly. I would.
Yeah, you don't want to open it up and sell it out.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to open that up. I'm assuming there's going to be 3 foul in this.
There is.
Yeah, so he doesn't want to give him an opportunity to 3 foul, but it's going to be, even with ball in hand, it's going to be a tough safety here that's going to lock him up, because with these balls tied to the 2 in the center, can't just play, like some kind of weird stop shot or something here and separate them, because these balls are going to each kind of travel opposite, clear the path. So, but it looks like he's going to go for a hit. Looks like he's going to be coming down table, maybe coming off a second rail, trying to run into it.
I'm not sure why he's aiming 3 rail. That just makes it even tougher. But yeah, the 2 rail would make that 2 ball the biggest you can have it.
Yeah.
1 rail, you're coming into a tiny, tiny target. 2 rails, you're coming into a quarter ball, which is still small, but that's about as big as you're going to make it from where the cue ball's sitting.
Yeah. I don't know. I wouldn't have wanted to give ball in hand or open those up. I might have just shot the 5 down and tried to leave it down here. That way, if Jason's gets an opportunity at some kind of run out, you're making it as difficult as possible. But he's going to go for the 3 foul here. Just thin this ball, and he's going to want to get it down into this range. See what I mean? He's going to open 2 up, no matter what.
Yeah, I definitely would have wanted a thinner angle to just basically leave that same cluster and send the cue ball off table. But still not easy, but there are windows, because I think he can come in this way and hit a full ball. Potentially even make it in the corner up table if he hits it, just right.
Yeah. Yep. Made a good shot there. Left Jason a little backwards combo here that's definitely missable. So we'll see how he makes this shot here. Yeah, he made it pretty easy, but shape's difficult. Yeah, Jason had the right idea. I think it was just a little bit of lack in execution. He needed to really thin that 2 ball, not hit it too full. He didn't want to separate all that. He just wanted to hit it super thin so that the cue ball could travel, all the way down table and get over into this area. But he opened it up, missed the 2, and got a pretty good roll here. So it looks like Aaron's going to be kicking again.
Yeah, and it is a fortunate roll, but I kind of expect Aaron will get a hit on this one. Because really, you're basically going to be aiming at the center of the side pocket here. And with a little running English, I should open it up more so the cue ball will come into the 2. That would be the route I take anyway. Because even if you open it too much and go this side of it, you're still going to come up and hit it from behind.
Yeah. Looks like he's aiming past that side pocket, which means it's going to be hard to get a hit here.
Yeah, he's going to come up way short if he goes past the side pocket.
And he's shooting it with low, trying to shorten it, it looks like. But, yeah, shooting past the side was always going to take you too deep into this end rail here.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain the mark I drew, aiming at the back of the pocket with a little running, would have definitely got him there.
I think he's going to want to play it like
Yeah,
that.
I think you're right there because he was over there kind of tapping on the table where he wanted to be for the 4 ball. Like on a string, huh?
Right.
Perfectly on your line. And he ended up right where he wanted to be as well. And so I do believe this match will be over. Jason was fortunate enough to get ball in hand there, but he's hit everything so far to perfection to give himself nice angles to work with, and pocket the balls. This one's a natural shape too. You just pocket the ball. I don't have to worry about too much of anything. He's got a perfect look at the 9 to win the match.
Yep, looks like Jason's going to get this 7-1.
Yeah.
It was a good match. Aaron, kept fighting all the way to the end. He just had some misses there that gave Jason an opportunity to win some games, and then some of the strategic games they got into, Jason just had a little bit of a upper hand there. So it was a good match. So Aaron's going to be on the B side now. Jason's going to continue on. Have to take a look at the bracket, see who they're going to be playing.
Well, I can tell you, Jason, he will be playing the winner of Stanley Berkland and Chris Byers.
Oh, nice.
By looking at their Fargo race, I'm going to assume it's Chris Byers.
You can assume.
True.
But
you never know. It is 9-ball.
Yeah. Sometimes Fargo gets thrown out the window,
Yeah. But like I said, there'll be more matches, so stay tuned. And you can go to EvoSports on YouTube, check out their channel there, and see the links for all the matches. And
it'll show all the live matches going on right as you're on EvoSports streaming on YouTube. Or you can also click on playlists and then go to the Golden Fleece page, and it'll show you everything that's specific to this in case there's any other EvoSports streams going on out there. Evo's starting to become prevalent everywhere, so there could be a lot of different places where Evo's streaming right now. Looks like that Tyrell Blower is getting ready to practice on this table, so he might have a match coming up. Or he's just jumping in to hit some balls or practice his break while he can. This kid, man, I don't know if you remember Rich, but he's Team Wyoming, I believe.
Yeah, I remember that.
And he plays so good. I've seen him on a bunch of different streams, but Team Wyoming and Team Montana always do a Moscone style tournament or match every year, and Tyrell here is always on Team Wyoming, or at least the last few years, and he's kind of their anchor, and he's pulled out some big wins for him. He plays so good.
Yeah, he does have a match coming up. He's going to be playing Jeffrey Jimenez.
Nice, another Northwest guy, Jeffrey.
Yeah, a pretty solid player as well. So, yep. But he'll definitely have his hands full with Tyrell. I remember that one week because we had money on that, and he won his match to make us have to pay up.
Yeah. Cost us $500. This kid did.
Yeah, he did. But you know what? He shot outstandingly well.
Yeah, it's easier to pay when you see a good pull like that.
Yeah, because you can't really hate on it.
Yep.
But all right, Josh, since our match is done, I'm gonna sign off on the commentary side, but I'll be staying tuned, and then we'll do our next match at 11:30, I guess.
Yep. Let me know when you get logged in. I'll see you then.
All right, buddy.
All right. Bye.
Bye.